Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to share with you some news for this week. So the first one is it's on Forbes. The title is How the Metaverse Will Change Consumer Buying. And this article was written by Katelyn Zhao. So yeah, overall in this article, it talks about how virtual reality or Metaverse will help or change the behaviors of consumer purchase. So first, right now we are pretty much entering into this virtual world, right? Like so-called metaverse. And then because right now, for example, our shopping, the maximum market cap will be around $200 billion or 1,700 billion dollars in sale, right? So it's a huge market. So so this is something that all the brands want to jump in and start creating or start getting into this place to create their digital brand, right? So for example, like Wayfair, they already allows the customers to capture their home space and visualize product in the space, right? Or another example will be glasses.com. You can see people can try a pair of glass virtually, right? So all those will help enhance the customer experience and reduce, according to what I understand, that by virtual try-on, it will reduce 50% of return rate. So it will really help the companies or the virtual digital store to help them to reduce the unnecessary waste, the returning product, right? So yeah, so pretty much you can try before you buy. And also, you can, by holding the actual things, it virtually, by holding, the product virtually, it will increase the buying desire from the customers as well. So yeah, companies, need to focus on increasing the realistic feel of their e-commerce website and provide a better, consumer relation increase, so they can increase the sales, right? So, and then also they can start, creating a lot of different metaverse spaces for people to visit, and then to see the creativities, right? So not only for the actual store, right? We have physical store, online store, and also metaverse store. So all those can hand in hand and do a really good customer service, no matter where the customer enter, right? They can always get their stuff of what they want, right? Okay, so this is the first news. And the second news is it's also on Forbes. The title is called "The Metaverse and Web3 Creating Value in the Future Digital Economy." And the author's name is Mark Minevich. Okay, so in this article, it talks about, so we know Metaverse and Web3, right? Some people will confuse or mess up with the term Web3 and Metaverse. So yeah, Web3 is more considered of the generation of internet, right? And it's kind of built on the philosophy that the internet should be decentralized network of computers rather than a centralized one. So pretty much Web3 you can think of, it's the internet, the new internet. Instead of centralized, it's decentralized. And because it's decentralized, so it should be powered by blockchain, and all the economy system should be powered by cryptocurrency. So yeah, so this is a very interesting point of view. Yeah, and very different from Web 2, because Web 2, every everything is powered by the big giant company, right? And Metaverse is totally a different concept. Metaverse is pretty much another virtual world built in, just built in a space. Yeah, so Metaverse refers to a virtual reality based on parallel internet world where users can interact with each other and digital objects in a 3D space. So it's not really necessary to build on the internet. It's just a 3D space or digital space where people can hang out, where people can talk, and it's already being done, right? Yeah. So, for example, like Fortnite, a lot of different, online sandbox games, Roblox. So all those are already address a little bit of metaverse. However, it's just for games, right? If you want the entire life, like a person live a life on the digital world, right? 3D space, it requires much more infrastructure, right? For example, a house, right? Hospital, all those stuff, or like the basic, right, infrastructure, or go shopping, entertainment, go work, right? All those everyone's basic needs. So the infrastructure will be humongous, right? So yeah, so that's the difference between Web3. Web3 is more tailored to decentralized part, and Metaverse is more tailored to the human and human, in the digital world, how they connection, how they connect with each other, how they talk to each other, how they work with each other, how they spend the time with each other. So those two are really different concept. Yeah, so if you see those, right, so people start trying to get the hands, or kind of trying to get into that space and start building all those amazing stuff, right? So yeah, so if you see the article, it talks about, for example, art part, right? For the art industry, pretty much you can use like an NFT. Like it has a term called NFTify, a platform, right? So pretty much the artists can turn their art into NFT, right? And they can switch, or they can do the exchange on the Web3 platform, right? So I would say Web3 and Metaverse, they are kind of different, totally two different things, but they can hand in hand together. For example, you can build a metaverse on top of Web3. Web3 is more technology term, which is decentralized and used and powered by blockchain. However, the metaverse is more like the human interaction in the 3D space, in a virtual space, and live there, right? So yeah, so you can see our industry pretty much using NFT and social media. Social media, you can see like, yeah, you can definitely do NFT stuff, right? Social media, for example, in the article, it says that Twitter Blue members, if they are on iOS, pretty much you can take a look using Twitter to see all the artwork, and then they can pretty much purchase it, right? So yeah, so you can see all those Web3, yeah, so all those stuff, they can pretty much work together nicely, and people can pretty much purchase through social media, for example, like Twitter Blue. Yeah, the next one will be the entertainment. The entertainment industry is also beginning to explore the use of Web3 technology. So, for example, like a lot of celebrities such as Justin Bieber, right? Or, Ariana Grande, they pretty much have their virtual world or virtual concert in Web3, right? For example, like Fortnite, right? So yeah, so you can see a lot of stuff start merging together. And Metaverse, Web3, I believe someday they will merge together. So it will be, I don't know, one word, right? either Web3 or Metaverse, but Metaverse right now is a hot word. So yeah, maybe. Yeah. So yeah. So the next one will be the area in healthcare. Healthcare, yeah, will definitely benefits from the adoption of Web3 because Web3 can help create more secure, efficient, immersive healthcare experience, right? So, for example, like the therapist can utilize the computer vision, such as cameras, measure the range of motion, injury joints, and the patient's recovery process, right? And later on, we will talk about how to use Metaverse to cure chronic pains, right? The next industry will be fashion and luxury. So you can see a lot of fashion brands, they've already created a lot of challenge, right? And the winner can earn NFTs, or you can do a lot of virtual fashion metaverse events. So all those will really help people to understand, the how those like those brands, they if they create a really creative campaigns, they can also really help themselves to market, or kind of get tractions by putting themselves ahead inside Metaverse. And also, yeah, so for example, like in this article, it talks about if people can start getting into Web3, or the brand can get into Metaverse, it will really help them to get ahead and start planning, start testing things out. So later on, when the entire platform start, when the majority of the users switch to Web3, they can, always get ahead and still keep the customers, right? So I think this article is pretty cool. It kind of breaks down into different industry and tells a little bit overview of each industry inside the Metaverse. Yeah, the next one is a very interesting one, is how Metaverse can, change the drug development, right? Okay, so this article is the National Law Review. So yeah, so it's a very serious website. So the title is called Drug Development in the Metaverse. And the article was written by Sailesh K and Matthew T. So, okay, yeah, so yeah, so in this article, it talks about people start doing the drug development in Metaverse. Yeah, so it's very interesting that you can see like the total invest is $1.4 billion to kind of like, it requires that much of money just to bring a medicine to the market, right? So yeah, so it's a lot of money, 1.4 billion USD dollars, just to bring a drug to the market, right? So Metaverse can definitely accelerate the production and research of the drugs. How, right? So you might ask how to do it. So the article, it brings digital twins. If you don't know what's digital twins, it means that, for example, like a Tesla, right? When Tesla was built, there's another digital versions of Tesla was being built as well. So once the physical Tesla is keep moving, driving, the digital Tesla will have the same data and recorded according to the physical one. So you can see there will be two cars. One is in virtual world, 3D models, everything's the same, but it's digital version of it. And one is physical one, and go out and explore the world and record all the digital data, and the digital version of the Tesla will still record it, the number and data. So that's digital twins, right? So how can Metaverse, how can drug development can be implemented in the Metaverse? So pretty much you see, like for example, it talks about you can kind of have a lot of users, right? And have their, or some algorithm to manipulate the user's behavior, right? Kind of simulation, data visualization, right? In the metaverse. And you can put drug virtually, right? Different elements, right? And put into the patient's digital body, right? And see the effects. I personally think this is really sci-fi because you see, like, before we need to test on real human, we need to test on animals, right? Everything feels like a super unethical. But if you are testing on the digital form or all the data and it's just simulation, it just like run on its own and see the effects, digital visualization perform how a person reacts to a new drug, right? It's very compelling and very interesting. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this is a very good way, right, to do it because it's quick and safe, right? It won't hurt anybody, and it requires a lot of data analysis. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because we won't hurt any animals or humans by testing out new drugs, right? And also, yeah, so they also have, there's a company called EaseVRX. Pretty much they are creating a series of immersive VR programs allows the users to reduce the chronic pains. I think this is a phenomenon because they create like, I think kind of like 8 months, around 8 months program. And each week or a certain amount of time, the patient needs to get in and maybe use microphone, amplify their breathe, practice breathe, or attention, Swift, right? And doing a lot of like a immersive therapy. And people who got the chronic pains figure it out, they actually reduce at least 66% of patient. They find out they significantly reduce 30% of their pain. So I really think this is a really good usage of doing like the metaverse thing, kind of really help human beings. So I think this is great. And yeah, amazing, like using metaverse to do the drug development. Okay, so yeah, here are the 3 news for this week. And thank you for joining me today. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.